Left to fend for my younger siblings for over 9 weeks as our mum disappeared, wondering if involving social services is the only way out. Oop is 19F and finds herself watching her younger siblings, 16F, 13F, 12M, 9F, and 7F, after her mum went out before Christmas. Then she texted Oop that she would be gone for a week. It has been 9 weeks since then and Oop only heard from her mum 3 times and said she wasn't coming back anytime soon. Oop is trying to hang on in order to survive as she and her siblings live with their nan who doesn't provide any help at all. Older siblings have moved out of the house as well. Oop asked if it was a legal issue for social services to get involved, and with her mum being gone for that long, and RN I'm putting all my energy into the new routine and trying to sort out legal guardianship so we can get money for the kids, etc. Everything else is a problem for later on when we are more settled. My older brother came up last weekend and TBH it was nice but weird. BC the younger kids don't even remember him and they pretty much clung to me for the entire time. BC having a man in the house is strange for them. But after he left they said they miss him and liked having him here. He's been sorting his shit out this week and is coming back tomorrow with all his stuff and will be working remote from our house. Me and him have spoken a lot and I think we will be able to get on the same page with the kids and make it work. I'm worried about some things with parenting differences but we will figure it out. I'm trying not to seem controlling but it's hard to adjust to someone else being very involved when I have been looking after them by myself. I know I need him though. My nan was actively trying to undermine me and we had an argument. Then my brother got here and he had an argument with her in the first half hour. So she has gone to my aunt's for a while. She is still paying the bills here but if she stops we will be okay with my brother's money and mine. My brother wants to take the kids and move house but I am not even thinking about that until everything else is sorted out. Now that things are actually changing, our older sisters are more interested and have been messaging me so they might help as well. The kids are not taking the new routine too well but we are making progress so I'm trying to stick with it. I made a meal plan and have stuck to that all week. My 9-year-old sister told me she likes rules which makes it feel worth it. The teenagers are kind of a nightmare but I'm trying to persevere with them. 13-year-old was being horrific and I lost my shit which made her have an emotional breakdown and now she's been a lot better. 12-year-old has taken it okay as she just tells me I'm a loser all the time and asks for his skateboard back a million times a day but I know he knows where it is so he is being pretty good considering he could just take it back if he really wanted. 16-year-old is hell. 7-year-old has like 3 tantrums a day and won't eat or sleep so she stresses me out. Probably the most update too. Oop comes back to provide more updates on her family situation after receiving support from Bo Roo. After reviewing options available from Redditors, she goes forward with having kinship as it was the better choice for the family financially than legal guardianship. Oop's older brother, 22, has returned home and is now working remotely, which works great for the siblings. Oop's older sister has gotten in contact and informed she will send some money to help. Other oldest sister is working but will try to help on her weeks off but can't guarantee until things are stable. Oop shared individual updates on each siblings with their acceptance and struggles to their new reality as they are on a new routine with the older brother now in charge. He is helping Oop get the handle of their new lives with a healthy routine at home. The youngest sibling is taking the changes harder. The middle siblings are adjusting okay. The other 2 siblings are doing fine with brother being there. Moving forward, Oop focuses on helping siblings adjust to new changes made. Update 3. Oop and her older brother received approvals for kinship on their younger siblings. Mum still hasn't contacted Oop for a while except to complain about her missing their dad so much. That was the main point for Mum, to ruin everyone's days and moods, especially Oop's. The siblings' nan is still not helping with the family at all. She has left to stay with their siblings' aunt while can't stand to be around the children. Giving individual updates on each sibling Oop has been looking after. Still having struggles with the siblings who are not adjusting very well to the new changes from their older siblings. The 7-year-old sister takes this the hardest. Oop is trying to find solutions to help her youngest sibling, especially with having breakdowns because the siblings have no parents now. Slowly, the youngest consider Oop and their older brother as her parents after feeling more stable with the new life changes. Oop and her brother are working on finding right disciplines for their siblings. Brother is trying to find the best ways to keep his young siblings in check. He had past childhood trauma scars from their father's punishments of using an electric cord as a whip onto his bottom. Wants to break the cycle and not doing the same thing to the young siblings. Oop worked on getting all of her younger siblings to doctors to make sure they are healthy. Making great food choices for the entire family was the goal so the youngest siblings can catch up with their peers on their health. Therapy and other appointments are added to the list, so everyone's mental health can get back in good positions. The siblings are blessed to have the oldest brother and Oop around with support and love. Things are looking up a bit. Oop has her own struggles on parenting her 5 younger siblings, but having her older brother there helps so much. Oop was not happy with her 16-year-old sister for videoing their 7-year-old sister having a breakdown regarding their parents' abandonment. Taking away the 16-year-old's phone, Oop discovers she has been messaging their mum without her knowledge. The sister was begging their mum to come home to no response. Oop is upset because her sister hid it from her. Mum tells 16 years old she had better things to do than raising the children altogether. Oop's older sister, sister number 2, calls in to check with her and the siblings to make sure things are okay and sending money. Still angry at Mum for replacing her with the youngest sister who is now 7, Oop tells her that it's not her fault. Oop's oldest sister, sister number 1, wanted to bring Oop to live with her because she is trying to shield Oop from family problems. Oop tells oldest sister that she will be okay. She needs to be there for their younger siblings. Oop and her brother are still working on getting therapy for all involved. Update 4. Oop returns a month later with a new update after receiving more support from Redditors. She shares news on things happening in her family. Older sister, number 2, is able to make a visit soon to check in with Oop and their siblings. Sister's relationship with their brother, 22, is sort of strained due to past childhood trauma altogether when they and their oldest sister, number 1, were younger. Oop understood why her 3 older siblings moved out at 18 while the family problems were not being resolved and affecting their mental health. Oop and her brother are looking into moving to a different city to have a fresh start with their younger siblings. Brother is still working remotely, and his job is working on helping him moving his family away from their current house. It has been in the plans for a while as brother feels it would do the siblings good to have a clean slate. The financial levels are getting better for the siblings that Oop and brother are able to budget and save some. Oop gave individual updates on each sibling as things are improving, but they are still dealing with problems. Therapy has started for a couple siblings while others are still resenting. But overall, all siblings are starting to accept the new reality. 16-year-old has not received any more messages from their mom. The mom is no longer talking to the kids. 7 and 9 years old sisters are starting to see Oop as their mom now. The family's food diet is improving very much after they made life changes to get healthy. Oldest sister, number 1, is still having trouble on dealing with the family trauma, still wants to move Oop in with her. She refused to see their younger siblings due to her past childhood trauma. Oop wants to break the ice and have the oldest sister meet with their youngest sister to make sure she, number 1, knows who her sister is. Grandma is still not helpful for Oop and her brother. Will not move back home, is still at Oop's auntie's. Update 5. Oop's second oldest sister has arrived for a family visit with Oop and their siblings. Sister was nervous and emotional about seeing the younger siblings for the first time in years. But things have calmed into the next few days of the visit. The siblings have been hanging out and enjoying their sister's company. Oop shared updates on each sibling and how they are reacting to their sister's presence. Each sibling had their own opinion when seeing their sister for the first time, but all have warmed up to her since then. Oop got a chance to spend one-on-one with her sister, which was nice. They were able to discuss about the issues with their father to clear up the air. The sister had lots of issues against the dad, but doing well for herself and is much happier now after moved out of the house. She has confirmed with Oop that oldest sister, number 1, had lots of guilt issues for moving out and leaving Oop behind. Oop was sad to hear that, but has acknowledged that oldest sister still wanted her to move in with her to get away from the family problems. Sister number 2 has shared details on how Matt, oldest brother, and oldest sister, number 1, also had guilt issues after lots of arguments over family issues prior to their moving out. Oop has a short update on her Nan. She is still giving her a hard time, especially when she doesn't want to help Oop with the siblings. Nan wants Oop's cousin to move in the house and kick Oop and her siblings out for no reasons. Oop knew not to give in to her grandma and shut her down. Oop shared her mom might have located her dad. She suspected her mom has been messaging her for pictures of the 12-year-old brother to prove that the boy looks like their dad. Mom is still talking bad about Oop and siblings and hoping that the dad will love her more than anyone else. Oop is not sending any pictures to her mom because she didn't care about her children except for herself and the dad. After talking with sister number 2, Oop learned their dad might have more kids. They might be older or closer to the 3 oldest siblings' ages, sisters number 1 and 2, Matt. Nothing else has been shared on the possible oldest siblings, older than sister number 1. Oop is now 20 and has mixed feelings about her 7-year-old sister calling her mummy. Oop has reached a point that no one else is going to take over the motherly role for the siblings. She is working on getting used to be called mummy, especially from the 7-year-old. The 9-year-old is worried about calling Oop her mummy too because it was uncomfortable for her. Oop has given the comfort to 9-year-old sister that she can call Oop if she wants to. On to Matt. Oop is concerned about the 7-year-old sister calling him dad because the youngest sister wants a father figure in her life. With that fact, it might or might not trigger the other siblings who are not happy with their absent father. Oop has confirmed there were lots of trials and errors on figuring the life changes, especially dealing with the younger siblings when they get in trouble. With Matt in charge, it helps Oop and him with figuring what works and what doesn't with each sibling. Oop received lots of concerns about her 7-year-old about the possibility of being autistic. She has cleared with the doctor and therapist on her sister. It appears that the youngest sister was dealing with anxiety and abandonment issues, but she is starting to improve a bit at a time now that Oop has been giving her love and attention when needed. For Matt, the oldest brother, now that he has been home and in charge, things are getting better. He is not the same like the parents at all when it comes to disciplining. When Matt is upset, he steps away in order to calm down and not reacting very badly in front of his younger siblings. He has scars from their dad's beatings when he was younger. And also their mom has broken several bones on few siblings. Matt and Oop are breaking the cycles and putting on healthy disciplines for their younger siblings. Update 6. Another update since it's been like 2 months since the last one. 16-year-old is still up and down. Sometimes so nice and easy to be around and other times I'm like TF is going on in her head. Like she had been really good with asking if she could go out and telling us who with and where and what she was doing. Which was like so much progress. Then a couple weeks ago I went to check on one of the other kids at like 1 a.m. and 16 years old wasn't in bed, or anywhere else in the house. Called her 10 times and she had gone out. Her excuse was we were already in bed when she was invited so she couldn't ask. That's BS anyway because she knows I wasn't asleep. I was laying with 7 years old and had my phone with me so she could have texted me. Just stupid shit like that where I'm like I just need to know where you are like especially at night and she likes to argue with me about disciplining the younger ones which is hell ironic because she thinks she can do whatever she wants and I'm like evil if I tell her no. But then she tells me I'm a soft pushover when the little kids are doing something they shouldn't. 9 years old has been terrorizing 7 years old and I'm trying to deal with it based on advice from the therapist and stuff I have read. 16 years old likes to get involved and give 9 years old a taste of her own medicine which pretty much means she slaps her back. That doesn't help with my entire aim of everyone keeping their hands to themselves. I can see why 16 years old does it BC I have to fight the urge to do the whole you hurt her I'll hurt you thing with 9 years old since that was what my parents were like when they could be bothered to try to actually parent. Anyway now I spent half the time trying to keep 9 and 7 separate and the other half arguing with 6 years old about discipline. Worst thing 9 years old has done was hit 7 years old on the head with a metal water bottle and Matt lost his shit as much as you can lose it with a kid that age. She has been better since but still not nice. Basically she's frustrated with 7 years old BC she won't play or anything at the moment where they used to be best friends and play all day long. And 9 years old is trying to kind of discipline 7 years old BC she doesn't like it when she has meltdowns or talks about our dad or anything. 7 years old is my shadow and BC she doesn't sleep well she is always tired/grumpy and not much fun for 9 years old to be around so she gets angry with her. I was trying to push to 7 years old to play and that always ended in tears BC she would just sit there and not join in whatever game 9 years old was wanting her to play so she'd get mad and lash out. So now I'm just letting 7 years old be and if she's happy being my shadow then okay. For context she's so attached to me that when she wasn't in the same room as me for like 10 minutes recently and I knew Matt didn't have her. I was kind of concerned where she was, went and found her sat on 12 years old's lap whilst he played a video game with his friend. The fact she was interested in something other than me or Matt was like whoa and I literally almost cried. With 9 years old we are trying to give her more one-to-one time because she likes that and defo needs it but it's difficult to work around everything else. Matt has more time to spend with her but she mostly wants me. I can usually get like 20 minutes with her in the evening but that's it. Obviously I see her more than that, but with the other kids there and 7 years old being needy AF it's not really quality time. 13 and 12 are basically the same. Pretty easy compared to the other 3. 13 has her moments of copying 16 and being a huge pain in my ass but mostly she is good. A bit of attitude is brazy like give me the best you've got IDGAF about that, as long as she's not jumping out her bedroom window and running around in the middle of the night. Had an issue with her BC she wanted to sleep over at her friend's house and I said no BC the dad is so Seuss and she was hell mad at me but she got over it. 12 just wants big brother's approval so he's been good. Hasn't told me to go fuck myself in ages lol BC Matt is literally the respect police and won't let him get away with the shit he used to say to me. Matt is sorting out all the moving stuff. Trying to make it happen end of the year hopefully. I'm not really involved as I'm too busy and he knows more about it as he has done all the research and I told him to figure out work and a house and schools and then just fill me in. I reduced my hours at work as it was too much and things have been easier since. Our sister, number 2, is saying she will move with us maybe as she wants to help out. Would be amazing to have 3 adults in the house but we will have to see if that will defo work or not. That's kind of it, nothing else really happening. Haven't heard from my mom and my nan is still living with our aunt. My oldest sister still sends money and we talk a bit but I told her straight that I can't deal with the constant trauma talk. RN oop, she's been gone 7 months. She isn't coming back and that's a good thing. BC she is abusive and toxic. Will she be getting any repercussions for child neglect/abandonment? Because she needs to face some kind of consequences for what she's done. Oop, thank you. She probably would if anyone could figure out where she is. But she has done worse before and nothing happened. They gave us back to her every time we were taken away as kids. No one was even injured or almost dead this time so doubt they will do anything at all. Oop, I was meant to look into this and forgot so thanks SM for the reminder. I'd give she will want one just BC she is super attached to her collection of very old muslin cloths, they are literally disgusting, and freaks out if I dare to suggest she cuddle a teddy or anything else. She's all about the rags. I've been trying, and failing, to get her a new comfort item for ages. But I will look at weighted stuff and see if I can get her interested lol. She likes having my arm on her at night and squashes herself like right into me so she defo likes the weight on her. Got my first text from a kid's friend's mom today inviting 7 years old to her kid's birthday party in a few weeks. This is the message. Hi Hannah. Friend and friend's sister are having a joint birthday party at our house and friend would love for 7 years old to come. It's drop off 1 p.m. and collect 3 p.m. Let me know if she can make it. I'd gif I like the whole drop off / pickup thing like I don't even really know these people except to just say hi to. But if that's normal I don't want to be a freak and make it weird. 7 years old has literal diagnosed separation anxiety RN anyway so not sure she would even let me leave her there but I'm stressed either way. Don't want her to miss out and don't really want to leave her at someone's house for 2 hours, but I would if it turns out this is normal and I'm a nut. Edit. Thanks everyone. Appreciate everyone telling me I can ask the mum to stay without coming across as a lunatic. She was like, yeah defo Therese, a couple parents staying and I can if I want to / if 7 wants me to. So yay, now I feel way less stressed. Didn't ask kiddo yet since she was in a monster mood and would have said no to anything I asked her, but we'll find out her thoughts tomorrow lol.